today's episode, I'll be ranking the top 32 NFL wide receivers cores for the 2022 season. This is the Vikings.
The Vikings rode to 500 wins.
The Broncos I've liked ever since Peyton Manning played there.
Alright, let's get into this. I don't know how I came up with this, but I thought about it yesterday. And I was going to do it this morning, but my computer was acting all wonky. The reason this shows only the team logos is because I couldn't find a tier list that actually showed a couple of the wide receivers from each team. But whatever, this will be fine enough. Let's go through the tiers. Starting from the top, we have the elite tier. We have good, decent, very not special, and then at the very bottom, the worst ones. Laquan Treadwell could be the number one receiver. Basically, those are the tiers those are the teams that are just so bad that a guy who doesn't even know how to catch a ball could be the number one guy. Start off with the Cardinals, who lost Christian Kirk, so now they have DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, and Rondale Moore. I mean, just the team alone is borderline elite, but it doesn't always work out that way, so they're not good. And then the Falcons with Calvin Ridley out, Russell Gage, and what's his name? Olamide Zaccheaus are their two top guys. Yeah, they're garbage. Though Russell Gage did have a pretty sick Mostam moment last season. Matt Ryan just threw it up to him in the back of the end zone. Something I don't get is sometimes when the quarterback will just throw it up to a receiver who isn't even good. I understand it if you're throwing it up to Devontae Adams or Justin Jefferson or DeAndre Hopkins or Mike Evans or one of those guys that can actually get it. But if you're gonna throw it up to Russell Gage, who probably doesn't even know how to tie his shoes yet, I don't get it. Also, last year when the Vikings were playing against the Jaguars, early in the first quarter, Mike Glennon went on play action and he just threw it up to Colin Johnson, who was their fourth or fifth string receiver. He was guarded by Chris Boyd, so no doubt he caught it. But still, why would you just? I don't get why sometimes quarterbacks would just throw it up like that. There's a once Matthew Stafford just threw it up to Ben Skoranek on a deep ball when he was double covered. You're basically I think Asher Thielen could catch it better than he can. Now the Ravens, who just added, who did they just add? No, they got rid of Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown went to, I forgot Marquise Brown went to the Cardinals. Oh yeah, they went to the Cardinals. I forgot about that. So now they have Devin Duvernay. Yeah, Devin Duvernay, that's not good at all. Even with Marquise Brown, they would still be there, but without Marquise Brown, they're just awful. Mark Andrews is pretty good, but you can only do so much when your only receiver is a tight end. The Bills with Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders. I'm not sure if Emmanuel Sanders is still there though. Cole Beasley and what's his name? 200 yards, 4 touchdowns, AFC divisional run game. Gabriel Davis. That team is elite, but their passing offense was really inconsistent last year. But yeah, honestly, yeah, they're still elite. That is an incredible receiving core. Then the Panthers with not Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. Yeah, that's it. That's a good receiving core. That's nothing super special, but that's a pretty good one. I'm not even going to go over them. The Bengals, they're elite. You can't tell me that Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins, and plus Kyle Uzomah, and then also once in a while you have Joe Mixon and what's his name? Samaje Perine. You can't tell me that that's not an elite receiving core. They might be the best in the league, other than the Vikings or the Buccaneers. The Browns, who lost, they lost Odell Beckham Jr. last year, but then they added Amari Cooper. Donovan Peoples-Jones was their number 1 receiver last year. He outplayed Jarvis Landry and who was it? Was it David Njoku or Austin Hooper? That was their number 2 guy. Because David Njoku just is always injured. But Amari Cooper, Jarvis Landry, and Donovan Peoples-Jones, that's a pretty good receiving core. The Cowboys with Amari Cooper, with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. I think that's the only 2 guys. CeeDee Lamb is a very good receiver. Michael Gallup is pretty good. You know, Jarvis Landry is out of his prime. I'm going to move them down to decent. And then I'm going to say, do I want to keep them in good? Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. Yeah, I'll do that. The Broncos with Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Jerry Jeudy. They don't have a very good receiving core. That's one of the teams that just have a good amount of above average wide receivers, and like very above average. Meaning they're not solid above average, they're just above average. Because Jerry Jeudy might never be a great receiver. Cortland Sutton is just not that special, and then Tim Patrick, he isn't that good either. But who knows, Russell Wilson might be able to make some things happen there. The Lions, do they have like DJ Chark? And also Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't that bad. Are they in very not special though? Honestly, DJ Brown, he was really good in 2019, but he hasn't really done anything since then. I'm gonna say, gosh, they're right on the border, and I feel like realistically just those 2 guys could be right here, but like somehow they actually made it work last year. I'm gonna say, well, they also have TJ Hawkinson. I'll put them in very not special. The Packers, whose leading receiver is Allen Lazard, and they also have Marquez Valdes-Scantling. No, he left then, didn't he? Didn't he go to the Chiefs? And then they also have Equinemius St. Brown. Those guys, again, similar to the Broncos, those guys are all okay. They're just no one is special at all there. Brandon Cooks, though, is the one bright spot in the Texans. So, but other than him, they don't have anyone. The Texans are kind of like the 2008 Lions. They have pretty good pieces. Cause like they have Brandon Cooks. That's their only guy though. They have average backfield. They had Rex Burkhead and Philip Lindsay last year. But they're not good at all. But they beat the Jaguars twice, who beat the Colts and the Bills once. So who knows, they might actually be kind of good. I think Brandon Cooks is good enough to slide them to very not special. And then the Colts with Michael Pittman and not Zach Pascal, he isn't there anymore. That very not special. The Jaguars, they have Laquan Treadwell. So it only makes sense that I put them there. They don't have DJ Chark anymore. They do have Marvin Jones, who is always an injured leg away from being a decent receiver. But then they have who else they have. Do they still have like Keelan Cole and whatever. The Chiefs with Juju Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman, DeMarcus Robinson. Yeah, that's decent. Things they used to be, if you have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, like in 2019, they were an elite. They were so good that year, but they don't really have any really good targets. Travis Kelce is really good, but the Chargers with Keenan Allen and who else do they have? Mike Williams, and then also Jalen Guyton. That's it. They have a good receiving core. The Rams. The Rams, they're elite. They have Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods went to the Rams, but they do have Odell Beckham Jr. and they also have like Tyler Higbee. They're really pretty freaking good. Then the Raiders with Hunter Renfrow and who else do they have? Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones. It's weird how he can be thought of as one of the best guys they have. They don't really have anyone. They have, who do they have? They have, why am I forgetting all these good players' names? Because I'm thinking of the bad teams right now. Darren Waller. They have Darren Waller. But other than that, I mean, Hunter Renfrow is good, but he just had a really nice year last year. I guess they're decent. Then the Dolphins with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Devontae Parker. They should be good, but who knows? They could be very not special. But that team alone, that's a good receiving core. Then the Vikings with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne, along with Dalvin Cook. That if this is another team, they're really borderline elite. They're borderline elite, but I can't put them. They're better. You can make a case for them being better than any of these teams, but yeah, I'm gonna put them right here because they have the Vikings have a very good receiving core, but I don't know if they're quite elite. The Patriots with Gunner Olsewski, the Saints, an injured Michael Thomas, Antonio Callaway, Marquez Callaway. Antonio Callaway played for the Browns. I remember that. He actually scored a game-tying touchdown against the Saints in 2018. Again, the Saints somehow only barely beat the Browns. If Michael Thomas is out again, they're the bottom tier. But assuming he stays in, they're very not special. It's similar to the Texans. They just have one guy that could make them look decent. And the Giants with my left toenail. The Darius Slay. Is Golden Tate still there? Golden Tate is a really weird receiver. He's always a good second or third option, but he's never a good number one option. And then they have Sterling Shepard. They do have Kadarius Toney. The New York Jets. Corey Davis and Braxton Berrios. What else do they have? Corey Davis, Braxton Berrios. I think that's it. The Jets and the what's their face, the Jaguars or someone, because they both have a decent receiver. The DJ Chark isn't even on the Jaguars. What was I thinking? What? They have Marvin Jones as their one pretty good receiver. And the Jets have Corey Davis. Okay, the Eagles with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. They're... I'm gonna put them in decent for now. They have stuff to prove. The Steelers with Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Eric Ebron if he's still there, Najee Harris. I mean, they do have good players, but no, but they're not. I can't put them there, all the way up there. The Seahawks with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Thing is, like, even Wyatt's World pointed this out on one of his videos. I think he was ranking his, I think it was like top 10 or top 15 receiving cores. And what he said about the Seahawks is really true. If you have two good receivers, they can both be good at the same time. They can be like Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs, like Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, like Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, like Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. once upon a time. But the Seahawks, only one of their receivers can be good at a time. So they do have good receivers though. And they also have Gerald Everett. Then the 49ers, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. They have a good offense, but their receiving core alone, like Deebo Samuel is really good, but he's their only really good player there. So I'm gonna say, just like the Eagles, I'm gonna put them at the top of decent. Sometimes when I used to do my own tier lists, what I liked to do was to rank each team or each player in each tier. Like I'd rank all the elite teams. I'd make sure the best teams in the tier were at the front and the worst were at the back, and that's why I put the 49ers and the Vikings at the top of their tiers, because though they do fit in their tiers, they are really close to the next tier, so I put them there. Then the Buccaneers, again, they have Mike Thomas, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and they have Tyler Johnson, who used to play for the U of M, and they also have Scotty Miller. I can't be getting that can't be right, but I can't be getting that name very wrong. Scott. Yeah, it is Scotty Miller. I always mix him up with Scottie Pippen. Every time I say Scotty Miller, I think of Scottie Pippen from the NBA. And I'm an idiot. Then the Titans, who have Julio Jones and Ronald Woods. They're good. Again, I can put them. No, I'm not gonna give them that much respect. Then the Redskins with Corey Davis. Oh yeah, Corey Davis went to the Redskins last year. I forgot about that. He wasn't with the Jets last year. He was with the Redskins. He went to the Jets in 2020. In 2020, I think. He was with the Jets at one point, but now he's no. I think he was with the Jets last year, and he signed with the Redskins this year. So they have Terry McLaurin and Corey Davis. No. I'm thinking of Curtis Samuel. Gosh, Curtis Samuel was with them last year. That's why golly. That's why I knew he wasn't on the. I knew he wasn't on the Panthers. But Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. Those two guys are good. But I'm gonna put them right here. Looks like that's it. No, I'm gonna make it top 5. The Vikings aren't up there. But it's weird because the Vikings haven't been known to have a great receiving core since they had Randy Moss and I guess Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs in 2019. Someone ranked the top every NFL team receiving core, and he had the Vikings at number 2 because he had the Browns at number 1 with Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. That was a flop. No, that was back when there wasn't a lot of teams who actually had three good receivers. So, yeah. But the thing is, like, the Vikings haven't really been known to have an elite receiving core since they had Randy Moss and Chris Carter. But so it seems weird putting them out there, but they do have an insanely good receiving core. So I guess that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell, comment with videos you'd like to see, and as always, never forget the Packers will always suck, and Skull Vikings.